Hi guys, welcome to the beginning of our new project. It's a 4-week project inspired by this book, if you can see it, without the glare. Veronika Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho, best-selling author of The Alchemist. I probably just butchered your name, Lo siento, Paulo. Okay, so the next 4 weeks will be an adventure. This is a book that inspired a great conversation amongst the 5 of us, and so as we're fond of doing, we decided to bring it to you guys. If you've read Paulo at all, you know that one of his universal beliefs is that we're all here for one reason, and that it's our obligation or duty to find that thing and pursue it. And, we're curious to know whether you believe that. And if you do, what are the conflicts that may arise on your way there? What are the conflicts that may arise if you don't go there? And that's where this book begins. So, this book, without giving too much away, begins with a young girl who, as the title suggests, decides to die. She takes an inordinate amount of sleeping pills, fails an attempt at suicide, wakes up in a mental hospital, and is told that she has just days to live because she has done irreparable damage to her heart. And so in a short and intense amount of time, we see a person transform from wanting to die to not only wanting to live, but wanting to live passionately. And it takes you on the whole spectrum of repercussions of that, including who it might inspire and who it might invoke fear in. And so that's the particular part that I would like to talk to you guys about. I get to start the discussion and read a passage that spoke to me specifically. So, jumping right in, this is a conversation between one of the mental patients at the hospital, a young man, and his father. This young man, Edward, was sent to a mental hospital when he told his parents that he wanted to be a painter. And as extreme as that may sound to some of you, the author, Paulo, tells us at the beginning of the book that this is somewhat autobiographical, and that when he told his parents he wanted to be a writer, they did, in fact, send him to a mental hospital. I believe more than once. And as you can see, he was obviously crazy to think that he could become a writer. So, that said, this is, again, a conversation between young Edward and his father when he tells him that he would like to be an author. A painter. Okay. Father and son sat down in the living room. "Your mother's very worried about you," said the ambassador. "Your marks have gotten worse, and there's a danger that your place at the school won't be renewed." "But my marks at art school have improved, Dad." "I find your interest in art very pleasing, but you have your whole life ahead of you to do that. At the moment, the main thing is to finish your secondary education so that I can set you on the path to a diplomatic career." Edward thought long and hard before saying anything. He thought about the accident, about the book on visionaries, which had turned out to only be a pretext to finding his true vocation. And he thought about Maria, from whom he had never heard again. He hesitated for some time, but in the end said, "Dad, I don't want to be a diplomat. I want to be a painter." His father was prepared for that response and knew how to get around it. "You will be a painter, but first finish your studies. We'll arrange for exhibitions in Belgrade, several other cities that I don't know how to pronounce, and Sarajevo. I've got influence, I can help you a lot, but you must complete your studies." "If I do that," said Edward, "I'll be choosing the easy route. I'll enter some faculty or other, get a degree in a subject that doesn't interest me, but that will help me earn a living. Painting will just recede in the background, and I'll end up forgetting my vocation. I'll just have to find a way of earning money through my painting." The ambassador was starting to get irritated. The conversation continues and includes several passages of his mother crying, and to be fair, crying genuine tears of concern for her son who's taking a huge risk. It ends with his father saying this: Don't let us down, son. We won't live forever, and we want to die in peace, knowing that we've set you on the right path in life. If you really love us, do as I ask. If you don't love us, then carry on as you are now. So, like I said, I think it might be easy for us to say, especially given retrospect, knowing the artist obviously wasn't too crazy and thinking that he could pursue his passion. It might be easy to say that anyone gets in the way of your passion should be disregarded, maybe. But I think it's a little more interesting to look at it from a few different angles and recognize that often your passion does come at a cost to the community around you. And if you're a person who values the community around you, which I think most people do, whether it's your children, a spouse, your parents, an employer, somebody who will be upset. And when I say upset, I mean course will be changed when you change your course. If you're a person who values what those people think or feel, then it's something that you'll grapple with in that decision to change course. And if you're a person who doesn't care about any of those people, well, let's face it, you're probably an asshole, which is fine, but you might not find this conversation very interesting. So that said, I guess the question that interests me, because I'll tell you, I believe that everyone around you is healthier when you are more whole. And I believe that you're more whole when you're closer to your passion. That said, how do you make the decision to upset people who truly love you? When you know that doing so is the right thing for you and eventually will be the right thing for them. And, when is it possibly not acceptable? I mean, do we forgive the parent who can't or won't feed their children because, they've given up their career in order to follow their passion? I think that there are certainly areas of gray where we would not encourage that hard of a pursuit toward a passion. So that's what I want to hear. Okay.